Hello everyone and welcome to Soft Tyres F1 League Season 2 Round 6 in Italy. And what you just heard there, as many of you would know, is the Italian national anthem, the slightly shortened version. We thought it was a fun idea, we could do this for, so we thought we'd do it for our future races. If you think it's an absolutely horrible idea, as that is a car going straight on at turn 1. If you think it's an absolutely horrific idea, and we should never do it again, let us know. I think it's a nice idea because we don't have to sort the time before the race start. We do have the formation lap, but we want to use that time to predict our race and go through the grid. Yeah, welcome. Sorry there was no stream last week. We almost didn't have a stream this week, and luckily YouTube decided it was going to work, which is nice of it. Very nice of it.
Last week we could have had a video, but
that's on me.
Mr. Smarty Pants forgot to record.
No, I recorded it. I just messed up the ending to the record. So let's go see who is watching and let's see the comments. Let's get the link for the stream sent to the drivers before the race so that if they wish to watch along, they can. Currently, that is a Mercedes of Sid, or SDMSN, currently spun out of the exit of Ascari. Oh, that was close. They almost reset into the path for that Ferrari. That Ferrari was the Ferrari of Lucas.
Close one. A bit too close, but... And SDMS is basically stopping on track,
which is not what you like to see.
It's, I mean, it's nice letting cars through, but not at that speed, because if someone just had a little hiccup, it could...
Let me get the stream back up. Let's go see the... so I can see what's going on. There we go, live chat, there we go.
What do you think will be the race prediction? What do you think will happen?
Well, I think I'd be silly not to say Salinx for the win. Red Bull looking strong though. I'm going to say Red Bull currently is second and third. They're looking good at the moment. As they now both on their way out of the pit lane. That's a Ferrari. It's Lucas.
Well, you got
Lucas
Godzilla right behind the...
at Ascari. Sorry to interrupt. Lucas has spun at Ascari and broken his wing relatively badly.
And you got Godzilla right behind those Red Bulls, and from what I've seen, Godzilla's pretty fast. So, you never know. Maybe one of the Red Bulls get knocked off the podium, but...
Definitely a possibility. Godzilla really has been quite quick this season. The Haas team as a whole has been very quick this season. Godzilla's got very unlucky. As Godzilla invalidates that lap. As I was saying, Godzilla gets very unlucky in basically everything he does in the racing anyway.
Salinx improves his time.
Well, let's be honest, Salinx is on pole. I mean, I hate to say, I want to see someone challenge him desperately. But it's looking unlikely to happen if you have a yellow flag. It's a Williams. That is Pallingding. And they're just letting cars through. That's how you let cars through.
Just get to the runoff.
I mean, as he floors as they approach. Is he going to block that? And no, he lets Steele through. That's good to see. Who's your, other than Salinx, who's your... it's Fairs, I just noticed, up in second place. Our race winner last week. So yeah, let's quickly let you know of the championship standings after the last race.
Second chicane.
Hugh, I'll give you quickly. Would you like to tell the viewers a short sort of a mini basically what happened last week, the race that they didn't get a chance to see?
All right, Salinx, I'm not sure what he did, but he selected medium tires instead of soft tires in his qualifying, and he qualified 8th. So it was Fairs on pole. And he ended up winning the race, so that was the first not Salinx winner of the season. Lucas was in for a pretty good race, but that got I'm pretty sure it was Modu or
Yes,
Man.
it was
One
Modu.
of the Red Bulls that ruined his race.
Mm.
But he still made a pretty good recovery drive. Salings moved himself up into P2.
Okay, this is very glitch. There we go. That's everyone coming
And
to the
that
pit
was
slap.
basically the highlights.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it was one of the McLarens that did really well.
Yes.
It was Damas.
I think Damas was doing what he was up in the front fight, but got caught up in the Modu and Lucas accident when they collided. And who else? It took was it SCVL that also got caught up in that. Basically, Modu punted Lucas straight on at turn 1, and as Lucas sort of slid back onto the circuit, he managed to recover, keep it in a straight line. But Damas tried to go around him, got caught out in the incident and spun across the front of Lucas. SEVL was on the left and went up and tried to pass Lucas on the left. Damas on the right. Damas spun across the front of Lucas. SCVL was just completely innocent, and just all of a sudden there was a McLaren in his path and hit the side of Damas' car. Though Damas did end up setting the fast lap of the race. That's not a tongue twister, it's just me not being very good. Although it kind of is. SCVL, need a better name. You need to change that PSN if you've still got a spare one. Because you get one free, don't you? And then you have to pay for the future ones.
Why do you have to pay for that? That's stupid.
It kind of makes sense. I get it. It's sort of like, otherwise don't people just be like, don't want people doing it too much.
Yeah, that's true.
And it might actually.
I think there should be like a month time limit on it.
Mm. Maybe like once a year for free, or once every like 6 months for free.
Or 2 months.
Because you shouldn't, in theory,
you
shouldn't in theory change your mind over like in a 6 month period.
Yeah, that's true.
Holly standings update. Stalin is currently on pole, currently in the lead of the championship by 52 points. It's very close in sort of for second between Fares, Modu and Lucas. Lucas leads that group by 14 points to Fares and only 10 points to Modu. As we have yellow flags, that is... Oh, what's going on back there? I need to find one of the cars that are in this, and here it is. There's a gaggle of cars here on their way towards Ascari. Further down the order, some of the drivers who are, I'd say, in a position that they don't necessarily deserve, a position that they can really get away from. H-Man,
Sure
he's been very... Oh, Fares! Fares, 5-place grid penalty, illegal blocking.
Oh boy. That...
Oh, I know what's happened. Is that him there? He's tried to let Salinx through, and Salinx, that's nearly taken out his teammate there.
Oh, Jesus Christ, that was close.
He tried to let Salinx through, so that he could get a slipstream off Salinx. Salinx stayed behind, and stayed right behind him, and the game 4, Salinx was on a lap, so maybe he'd already done a lap, and this was sort of like a second out lap sort of thing. The game 4, Salinx was on a lap, and gave him a penalty for it. So, as SCVL, collision with Steel, that's a penalty there. It's a few people that will not get another lap in. As first cross line, it's one of the racing points. Is that Forever Sin? Nope, it is his teammate of Kirsten Pitt, who does qualify in 16th place. Dacris collided with Modu early in the session, which is why Dacris is out. That incident was in fact Dacris' fault. Let's go to the YouTube and see what you guys are saying in the comments.
Alright guys, you're gonna hear me do something really stupid. I have, in this box, one of those really, like, I'm not sure what you call it in English, really sour, yes, sour candies.
Sour, yeah, that's it.
And they taste absolutely delicious when you have all of the sourness off of it, but, it's one of those candies that makes you sweat.
Okay. So I'll be doing solo commentary for today. As Hugh slowly dies.
I'll turn my mic off.
Okay. As a whole, we thank you. We'll fill into the pit lane there. As Brian goes up into 4th. The Haas is 2nd and 3rd, but that's going to really hurt Fares now that he got that penalty. As the 2 cars that are yet to finish are the cars that are in the pit lane. And it will be Godzilla, who is the last one, I believe, to get into his garage.
Alright, I'm back.
The drivers in the comments, what do you think about the national anthem at the start of these streams? Okay, you still alive? We watch here Lucas in 6th there on the grid. Two grid place penalties for Fares and for SCVL. And for Steel. Dan Chris didn't even set a time at all in that session. Saling's only got pole by 4 attempts, so it's very close between the Haas drivers. Only 4 milliseconds. That is very close there indeed. And just a warning to all the viewers: I will be starting in a car on the grid because I had to start YouTube, and when I rejoined, I forgot to select spectator. But I'll just retire immediately, and Hugh can commentate on the start of the race whilst you watch me. Oh, it's a wet race as well, I believe, just for the forecast. So you'll get to see it from a cockpit view.
Sorry, I was commenting. Yes, say that again, please.
You can commentate over the race start because I'll be in the car. I like the comment. So it is a very heavy rain race. Let's select our. Oh, it looks like a very good race. Heavy rain to the intermediates, then to maybe dries at the end. This could be a very good race here. As I sit on the grid. Here's my helmet. There's let's have a look at that. This is the Mercedes car. Have a look around. This would be Smilett's Kyle's car, but he has left the league.
Why?
Okay, you can't retire the car. Okay, so Hugh, you commentate on the start whilst I retire my car.
Alright. And it's lights out and away we go. Salings gets away well.
Already there's a retirement from Jackson.
Wow.
If my car dive bombs
is that
someone.
Godzilla making a move on Salings?
He's going for it. Oh, it's mayhem! Mayhem in the background.
Jeez.
Has anybody actually made turn 1? The McLaren's making contact. That's forced Dammers off the circuit. As Godzilla hasn't been able to take the lead away. As Fares has gained a few positions from his starting place.
Goes as a 10-second
oh, that's a Haas! It's Fares! Fares, he's been hit! He's airborne! Fares in the air! Towards the next corner as he's resets the track there to get the car going, and multiple cars are off in the background. Ghost, and there are multiple cars out of the running. Lucas is in it as well.
It's in the gravel
it's
trap.
Lucas who's in the gravel. That is a terrible race start for so many drivers. Turn 1, someone missed their braking point for sure. If there was safety car still on, that would have been a safety car, because those cars went flying into turn 1. And then Fares' impact then was huge.
Zachris 3-second time penalty, corner cutting. That's what you get. Ah! I bumped my toe.
That's not great. Godzilla staying fairly close. Is anyone gone for a wet setup? Let's see. Maybe see someone that maybe surprised now.
Not sure, but
everyone is on the full wets just to check. As they're heading down the back straight. Main straight, sorry. Godzilla is looking at Salinx here. Could he go for a move? Salinx, I think, has a penalty.
I think he is.
As Godzilla to the inside line of turn 1. Godzilla is very good in the way, and he takes the lead. Godzilla takes the lead.
Beautiful.
What? Godzilla is good in these wet conditions. He had a league race last Wednesday.
Fares at a 5-second time penalty.
Well, no, was it on Saturday? No, last Saturday Godzilla had a league race in which it was a wet race, and again he led most of the race. In the end, he managed to bring it home second, but that's a league where he's not exactly a race leading driver.
So he's a pro wet driver.
Yeah, he is clearly good in these wet conditions, as he's pulling away from Salinx rapidly. This could be our first legitimate non-Salinx win. Like, Salinx qualified 8th last race, for some reason on the mediums, as Jobbing got a 3-second penalty. I have 10 viewers. That start, how is Fair still alive, basically? Because his car was hit so hard. Like I recommend you go back, look at the live stream, look back at like that start, look out of through like the end between turn Cover Grande and the chicane. Look at the Fairs getting hit. He was fully in the air.
Yeah.
As Jobbing has left the session. We also have a Toro Rosso of Dacris slow at turn 1. He's got it going again. But look at the pack here. Will Salix go back for the race lead? As Cortilla sets another fastest lap. Cortilla is the quickest guy at the moment. As yellow flags, it's Palingding. He has crashed, going out of the first Lesmo. Let's have a look here from the onboard of Lucas. You're lagging a bit there, Hube. Your mic's lagging, as that is a proper crash there for Palingding. Dakar still with both end plates. Cortilla maintains the lead. It is close for third place though between Modu and Brian. Brian a bit too far back. As no, that there is my co-commentator Hube, who has appeared to have lagged out. That is not what you like to see. So I guess I'll be on my own for a few minutes. Hopefully he can get back on. Yep, there's that black box, is him leaving the party. So I will await a message from him saying either invite me back or not going to be possible. Cortilla pulling out a gap now. He's doing very well in this race start. Now, people in the comments who aren't driving, what do you think? Do you think these drivers will change the intermediates in this race, or do you think it'll be wets the whole way? Because we were scheduled light rain at the halfway mark and dry at the end. Now I don't think it will be dry enough at the end, but I think there's a good chance we could see some intermediate running in this race. As we now have 11 viewers on YouTube, thank you to everyone who's watching this. Cortilla sets another fastest lap. He is flying at this stage. As yellow flag set one, that is Dacris, who looks to have gone straight on at turn 1, struggling a lot is Dacris. Cortilla just so good in these wet conditions. Salix clearly hasn't got his wet laps in. He clearly hasn't been practicing. Other surprises up the field. We've got Brian, who is now up into third place. That's like Modu has made a mistake. Trevor Sin made 5 places on the start to get up into 5th. And that is SCVL and Steel, both making 9 places off the start there. And Steel actually on the back of SCVL. I keep trying to put a D in it for some reason. As Hube is back in the lobby.
Yes, I have something that's called Wi-Fi with severe...
That's not a great type of Wi-Fi. I'm doing that now. Sorry guys, up for the blue screen. It is loading, and here we go. Sorry again for the blue screen, it'll be gone in uno momento. Don't know if that is Italian or not. It might be Spanish, it might not even be real. It could be completely wrong. As Godzilla still pulling out that gap at the front of the field. Brian trying now to defend from Modu. As Godzilla goes quicker again. Oh, that guy is quick. That is some outstanding driving from Godzilla at this stage of the race. Brian is having to defend. Will he go for a defensive line? No. Just safer to stay on the racing line where it's a bit drier and keep his race going. Any battle to slow down the field doesn't really look like it at this stage of the race. You do have yellow flag set to 3. And Ghost looks like he's spun on the exit of Ascari. Let's go on board here with Jobbing.
Yeah.
And does look like a, yep, he's spun it and he's hit the wall. And Hube has lagged out again. That is not good. So that is now 2 drivers who have crashed in this race. I am on the bottom left there, but that's because the game put me as a car. And that black box once again is Hube leaving the party. As Godzilla pulling out that gap to almost 4 seconds now. This battle here, we could see a battle here forming as Forever Sin is catching onto the back of Modu and Brian. Let's go on board here. Let's have a look at what these conditions are like for a driver who is in the spray of another car. So let's stay on board here with Forever Sin for maybe a lap, unless there's some action in other parts of the field. As that is into the pit lane, it's Salinx. What tyres is he going for? It must be the Inters. And it is the intermediate tyres that Salinx is going for. He's taking the risk as... And that is another car. It's the Mercedes of SDMSN into the pit lane. Should I call him Sid because it's easier. And Salinx is going to come out still in the points position. Now let's keep an eye on that gap to leader. Let's have a look now as we continue to watch as Ferguson has dropped back slightly from the drivers in front of him. As Modu was catching onto the back of Brian, but Modu makes a mistake and he goes straight on at the chicane as Dakra spins. Dakra spins in front of them. That's a Haas going slowly in the final sector. That's Fairs going very slowly there. In Sector 2. This little mini trainer cars here. Let's keep an eye on Salinx's gap. Is he catching or is he dropping back? It's hard to tell. It's 28. Oh, is he catching? He is catching. That's four. That's another 4 attempts there. Now it's a second there. It is time to pit for the intermediate tyres. Salinx is catching rapidly now. Oh, it's stabled out again. Maybe that's a straight. He's just gone down. And yet he's again catching through those corners. It's not blindingly obvious, but it's definitely worth it. Oh, it's Modu! Has he sped into the pit lane? He hasn't. I don't think Modu's actually overtaken Brian in the pit lane. Well, that was quite a good overtake there from Modu to overtake Brian on the pit entry. As Hube is back into the party.
Last time you're gonna invite me. If I lag out again, I'm gonna fucking...
Okay. It's a weird way to get your anger out, but sure. Okay. That's it. Sorry for the blue screen, everyone. And we are now back in the race. And let's look, where is Salinx? He's straight on at turn 1, that's where he is. And how many people have pitted now? As Ferguson has stayed out. As a tyre, let's have a look at the tyres. Who is on the inters, who is on the wets at this stage of the race? Let's see, let's watch Godzilla. How quickly does he catch the car in front of him when he's on the inters?
Oh, fuck.
You right, Hugh?
I accidentally pressed ready up.
Well, I think it's a bit late now to join the race.
Pretty sure I'll just spectate it.
Yeah, you will. As there's yellow flags in Sector 2. Can't see anything. As here we see Brian now going for a move on steel. And look at the speed difference he has. Let's go on board here with Modu, who's got steel up ahead on the wet tyres. What is the speed difference like? The spray would make you think these are wet tyre conditions. As Ferguson speeding into the pit lane. Now, Modu actually got Brian in the pit stops on the pit entry. But it looks as though Modu has lost position again. As that's SCVL still staying out in the lead of the race. And surely Godzilla now will catch him. As well, Ferguson come out. Oh, he's going to lose so many places here, I think. And is that is still on those wet tyres.
Well,
It's that battling behind.
Light
As
brain, so,
Sid up the inside there. Oh, there's a bit of contact. And that has forced Curson straight on at the corner. And he's got a penalty for corner cutting there.
time penalty. That sucked. It wasn't his fault.
Now, there's a bit of contact. No, not necessarily that he needed to cut the chicane, but there was definitely contact there. As Godzilla is already on the back of SCVL. Will he catch? Will he catch? SCVL, to be fair, SCVL is doing quite a good job on those tyres at the moment. He doesn't look to be losing too much time, as he does have a bit of a slide there. But compared to the intermediates, and a front runner on the intermediates. He's not doing too badly. As Cortella goes to the inside line of Parabolica.
Because just the intermediate tyres are faster than the wet tyres.
Considering the wet tyre, considering it is a few laps now that those drivers have been on the Inters, he's doing quite well. Where will SCVL come out though? Salix will go up into second place now. But with the slightly dry conditions, will Salix catch? No, he's 8 seconds back. He's going to need him with just
I don't think so.
With 5 laps left. It's going to be tough. Very, very tough. Still on the wet tyres. I think he's going to try and stay on these wets until the end of the race.
That's not a particularly smart idea.
There's only 5 laps left,
just
so
going past left and right.
SCVL was a driver he was near before. He was near earlier in the race. As Lucas. Oh, that is dry tyres for Kirsten. Well, that's wrong. That must be a mistake there from Kirsten to go to the dry compound tyres. It's still raining. And it's still very much a wet. We saw those wet tyres and Inters were still fairly close on grip. Is he sure he's going to hit for Fairs? Is he going to hit Fairs? No, he's completely missed the goal. What's that? Oh,
no, he's just going.
You can really see the impact.
He's going right through.
And there. Look at these. That's deserved. Oh.
Well, that's silly mistake.
Still should have pitted. SCVL's ahead of him, and SCVL was around the same place on track before the pit window.
I'm just spectating Kirsten pit. He's just sliding all over the place.
He's got on board here. Can he? He's not. He really isn't bothering that apex there, is he? As he comes out there, will he touch the apex again? No. To be fair, considering the conditions, he's doing all right. He could be doing a lot worse. As the battle here for third still goes on.
Making a move on Dakar.
As SCVL trying to go around the outside of Sid. No, he can't as he goes straight on at the first corner. And that's going to give him a penalty. Wow, he didn't get a penalty. That was smart driving there from SCVL to not get a penalty there. As Dammers will be still Amazing's next place lost.
Godzilla increasing his gap by about like 2 seconds on that, maybe. SCVL getting time.
Oh, Dammers has spun! Was there contact?
Oh my god.
As Ghost has said, turn 1, lap 1 was my fault. Sorry, guys. At least he's admitting it. That's good to see. As shockingly, Kirsten is into the pit lane, so he's going to serve one of his penalties. I imagine he's got more than just the one though after being on those dries for a lap. But look, it's an 11-second gap now for Godzilla. He is just so quick. He's got another league race after this. He's going to be coming into there on a high. I see these drivers and I see Salix in a whole nother way now. I used to see him as this dominant, unbeatable force, and I saw Godzilla as this strong midfielder. Now over the last week I have changed my perspective. I now see Salix as this definitely a top driver, but by no means dominantly top. He can be beaten. And Godzilla, I saw him as a strong midfielder. I saw him as a midfielder, not even a strong midfielder, and I'm sorry for that, but that's what I thought. Now I see him as a possible contender for wins in everything he does. Look at the speed. I know it's wet conditions and that's what's helping him, but look at Max Verstappen. He's great in the wet.
Yes.
So yeah, Ghost is saying that he broke too late and then he hit Fairs, and then I assume Fairs then hit Lucas, or he hit both of them. I don't know, but that was what caused the crash. Oh, that's locking up there for Godzilla. Yeah, the tyres squealing as he goes into Parabolica. Godzilla's just on another level as we start the penultimate lap of the race. Okay, Ghost hit both. Well, I must say, as much as the other drivers probably won't be... oh, is Godzilla struggling on the brakes now, it looks like he might be.
I just realised Steel hasn't pitted yet.
No, he doesn't have to because it's wet. It's rain, so he doesn't have to. But Ghost, I must say, the other drivers may not be very happy with you. And to be honest, it's not the best thing you've done. But I will say, you definitely made this race very much a classic. It's a bit like Belgium 1998. In the sense that huge lap 1 crash, and then a surprise winner. Because I definitely wasn't looking at Godzilla for the win here today. Even though I knew it was wet. Didn't see him as the winner to be.
I saw him as a podium contender, but not a winner.
Has he got many
There's
podiums? Has he got any podiums this season yet?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he does.
Because I don't remember any particular occasions where he's been a standout driver. He may have got one in Silverstone, which I missed. Yeah. Still definitely isn't pitting. Can he actually take those tyres to the end? As got a laps car there of Curson, shockingly. Oh, that's around. That's Steele who's gone around there, I believe. Oh no, it's Dakaris. It's Dakaris. It's not been his best race today, has it?
How is an AI spinning?
What do you mean AI?
Dacris was an AI, right? Or
nah, it's because he was getting lapped that he was ghosted. As that's Curson behind there, as Modu's dropped back. SEVL and Sid are close on circuit. SEVL could go for a move here as we start the final lap of the race. Or was there quite close there as they're lapping? I believe that is Dakaris. As sector 1 yellow flag, it's a racing point. Is that Freverson? No, it's not. It is his teammate. As SCV, oh, that looked like there's going to be contact there. As SCVD,
On the final lap. It was great for Forever Sin, but
Freverson is doing well.
But I'm pretty sure he still has some penalties. I'm going to check it out.
Honestly, this race could change a lot. As that is SCVL going for the move there, not quite going for the move on. Oh, as that goes deep, it's Sid. Sid's gone deep there. And that has given SCVL the position of 6th. And Sid is dropping back now. As Steele loses out 9th place. Can he hold on to that point?
I'm not entirely sure. Maybe.
Oh, he's gone a bit wide.
And he makes contact with Taman.
He's definitely made the right decision to stay out after he stayed out for so long. As we now go to the front of the track. Oh, there's more cars spinning in the background. Godzilla wins the race for Haas. Haas now with 2 wins in a row. Could we see a change in the championship? It's unlikely, but who knows, as Salinx comes home 2nd for the 2nd race in a row. Salinx hasn't finished lower than 2nd this season. As Brian backs up that Alfa Romeo team in 3rd place as Modu. We said Red Bull were going to be strong. 4th wasn't probably what they were looking for, but still it's a solid result for the team. Freverson in 5th place for Racing Point. That is just another good result for the Racing Point team, who haven't been the best team of this season. Sid in 6th gains the place on SCVL on 7th after penalties. Dammers comes home in 8th for a decent, good finish there. Still not quite the highs that he's seen earlier in the season. H-Man coming across to take 2 points to the Red Bull team. Again, not what the Red Bull team were looking for after qualifying, but still points on the in the championship.
He made 2 stops, so it's still pretty impressive.
Fez comes home in 10th, despite being airborne on lap 1. Gets a point. Still, he was almost there, but just didn't quite get the points here today. That strategy was the wrong strategy. Lucas, one of the drivers who were heavily caught up in the lap 1 incident, comes across the line outside of the points. That was an interesting race, certainly.
Yes, I have no words. Just the lap 1 crash and the...
I just saw cars sliding through turn 1.
Exactly. I was expecting the front runners, and then all of a sudden I just see this 8 cars just flying.
It was certainly entertaining. And yes, congratulations to our podium finish, especially to Godzilla with an outstanding drive, arguably drive of the season. to do.
Yes.
That was just outstanding. That was amazing there from the Haas driver.
Certainly driver of the day.
Certain, 100%. Like, 1 to beat Salink, 2 to do it by, like, well, what was the gap in the end after penalties? 13 seconds. They both had penalties there. 13 seconds he won that race by. I have no words. That's amazing.
Well, I do have words. Congratulations.
Yeah.
The Haas for the 2 wins in a row.
That's driver of the day and possibly driver of the season there.
Godzilla. Yeah, driver of the season, definitely. Well, Forever Sin made is from 10th to 5th, and SDS and whatever is from 12th to 6th. So.
We had a lot of drivers making up positions, but let's be honest, that was all aided by the turn 1. To be fair, turn 3 was quite bad too, with fares being literally flying. So for any of those that are still in the stream, please, and didn't see that, please go back into the stream, lap 1, turn 3. He was huge crash. How he didn't go out of the race because of it, beyond my small brain. Yeah.
And how zero people retired.
Well, that was certainly a good race. I hope everyone enjoyed it. I certainly did. And until next time, goodbye.